What up, it's your boy Fangus coming to you with another Madden video. So Ozzie Newsom challenge is out, and you can complete the Black History Month promo to get that free 95 overall player. So obviously your choices are going to be between Pollard at halfback, Doug Williams at quarterback, and Ozzie Newsom at tight end. So I'm going to go through those cards, their strengths, weaknesses, some of the abilities they might get, stuff like that. But before I do that, I wanted to talk about these people as people and not cards in a video game. So first, Pollard. Obviously, I'm just going to read his overview quick, and then I looked up a couple interesting facts. He was the first black head coach in the NFL, in addition to leading the Akron Pros to the APFA championship. And as a running back in 1920, he organized the all-black team, the Chicago Blackhawks, and the Harlem Brown Bombers. So some other interesting facts that I looked up were, obviously he played football, but he also played baseball and ran track when he attended Brown University, a very prestigious school. And Walter Camp, who's known as the father of football, and he has the most outstanding player of college football for the year. The trophy is named after him. He actually is quoted as saying, Pollard, he said, "the greatest runner my eyes have ever seen." So that's a little bit about Pollard. Doug Williams, Super Bowl 22 MVP. Doug Williams was the first black quarterback to both start and win a Super Bowl. He also worked as the head coach of Grambling State, which is an HBCU in Louisiana. He also played there coming out in college. HBCUs are very interesting because they have a very storied history of creating or giving platforms to very talented football players. Jerry Rice, for example, when they couldn't play in, the traditional powerhouses like Alabama and these schools in the South. And it's kind of a weird situation because, once they were allowed to play at those schools, the HBCU programs took a massive hit with the amount of talent that they got. So, although, the black athletes were allowed to play at these, white schools, teams like Alabama under Bear Bryant really didn't have any black athletes. And it wasn't until that they were getting, their ass kicked by teams like Michigan State that did have, more black players on their roster, and they were giving an opportunity to succeed, that Bear Bryant finally folded. So it wasn't really coming from a place of, from in his heart. It was really just, okay, we're getting our ass kicked on the field, and this is how we can compete. So it wasn't. It's just a tricky situation because at the same time, the HBCU schools that were doing very well, they got their talent stripped, and it was a tricky situation. So I'd honestly recommend looking into that situation further. I thought it was very interesting and something that I feel like people should know if you're a fan of football. So lastly, Ozzie Newsom. Ozzie Newsom is a Hall of Fame tight end, and his career on the field is very impressive. He went to University of Alabama, played tight end, and he earned the nickname the Wizard of Oz. I thought was a sick nickname. As impressive as his on-field accomplishments are, his off-field accomplishments were equally as impressive. He was the GM for the Ravens, the Browns before they became the Ravens, from 1996 to 2018. So he was a part of 2 Super Bowls for the Ravens. So, I'll give a little bit of a rundown of who these people are. I would suggest looking further into them because they had great careers and they're very interesting people. Okay, but now back to the game. Talk about these 3 cards. They got incredible animations. It looks sick. So Pollard, an elusive back. Personally, in my opinion, I prefer receiving backs just because of the abilities they get. But it's not a bad card. This Christian McCaffrey is powered up and he's got 93 speed. So 94 speed is really good. Trucking is pretty good too, like 84. I mean, it's not standout, but for someone who's an elusive back, that's pretty solid. And then the break tackle 95, like that's really good. In comparison, Alvin Kamara has 98, and he breaks every single tackle. Christian McCaffrey only an 86, so he's going to be closer to Alvin Kamara as far as breaking tackles. So this is a very solid running back. If if you're looking for a running back upgrade, this might be the card. The other options are Doug Williams and Ozzie Newsom. Doug Williams is a very good card. He has great throw power. He hits 95, so he does get gunslinger, and his awareness is high enough to where he gets hot route master. So that combination right there. This game's about abilities. He gets gunslinger and hot route master. He's automatically going to be a good quarterback. So he's a little slower, but he's still very mobile at 87 speed. And, like I said, those throwing abilities are going to make him a very usable quarterback. Not to mention, for everyone who's got a Washington theme team, he's got Washington. And Ozzie Newsom. This is probably going to be my pick just because I could use, a tight end. He'd probably be my best tight end. I don't know if I would start him at number 1, but I'll see what abilities he gets and see if he might be my guy. Honestly, he's looking pretty nasty. Right now I have Ebron as my number 1 tight end just because he's a little faster than George Kittle when I have him powered up with Sprinter on him and stuff. But Ozzie Newsom, 90 speed, 86 strength, great catching in traffic, spectacular catch is amazing. He's 6'2". For a tight end, maybe you like to see him a little higher, like 6'4", 6'6", like 6'4", 6'4", like those are nice big tight ends. Cole Kmet's 6'6". So you might want a little bit of a bigger body, but he's a receiving threat and he can also block very well. 80 run block, and his medium route running 95. Like he's gonna hit all the route running thresholds. So for me, this is my guy. But if you need a running back upgrade, Fitzgerald Pollard is definitely a good choice. And if you need a quarterback, Doug Williams is a very good option. Like I said, he gets gunslinger and hot route master. Another thing I didn't mention earlier was that when you complete those challenges, you get a 90 overall version of all 3 of them. They can't go into sets, but they can be quick sold. And depending on how your team is, 90s could start for you. So, you could get 3 players. If not, you should just quick sell them for training. But right now, this is what Ozzie Newsom looks like on my team. 96 overall. He's got 90 speed, 95 catching, 95 catching traffic, 95 spectacular catch, 94 short route running, 98 medium route running, and run block an 80. So, he's going to be a very good card. He's up there with my top tight ends, if not my top tight end. I'm going to play around with him, see how he is, and maybe he'll end up at tight end 1. So, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Remember to like, comment, subscribe. Bang is out.